I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Thank you, everybody. Good to see your faces. We saw a lot of you last weekend for the member run. That was really fun. And here's not okay. Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
So calls to order. The first thing we need to do is approve the minutes for the August meeting. And Deb sent those out. Were there any corrections or changes anybody noticed? Don't hear anything. Okay.
I move to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay. Mark Takazawa seconded.
Yep.
Julie made a motion. Mark Takazawa seconded. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Same sign. All right, motion passes. The minutes are approved. Thank you, Deb.
And that was Debbie and Mark that.
Julie made the motion and Mark Takazawa seconded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He didn't know that he wasn't there. He don't know.
And Joe has joined us. Hello, Joe.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're doing good. We just approved the minutes, so you haven't missed much.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and go into the treasurer's report. Debbie.
Okay, not too much, short and sweet today. Let me get my screen shared. Let's see. Oh, that's not what we're looking for.
Good evening, Debbie.
I know.
Like, hello, Hal.
Working on things. Okay, that one. Oh, sorry. Someone will go. Much better. Maybe you noticed in the email that I sent, I detailed the race numbers this time, so that if you had those in the email, you can either, I don't know if all the race directors are on the board email. So if you are a race director or have race director, you could send them that screenshot from the race numbers here. But as you can see, things are going pretty well here for the races, and it looks like even down on Turkey Trot, we're getting in the better numbers this time. We're getting more income here, but Autumn Leaves still going okay there. I guess, Deb, you're going to have some expenses coming in for that at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet, really.
Not yet. No, not yet. I meant a lot of the race directors do them beforehand too. So if you have anything, I'm happy to, and that goes for any race directors. If you have bills that need to be paid beforehand, I'm happy to if you get those to me, I can pay those pretty quickly. Okay, let's see. So if you look at the totals here, we're still on the upper, we're still in the positive with these race numbers. So that's good. 18,000 net. Hopefully the Turkey Trot will come through for us there. And let's see. I'm down a little bit more. Not too much change from last time, except we did have some more expenses in the marketing. We bought the items for the expo.
Yeah,
the expo. So that put us up a little bit, but I think it really is good that it's going to give us some face to the public. I like the tchotchkes. I like what you got. Those are fun. Let's see. Not much here.
One of the things that's not on there is the member run.
Right. Oh.
And I can just say that we were $18 in the loss before we paid Lester, and we paid $800 for Lester. That's his standard fee for events. So the member run, we did make some money, so we almost broke even.
And I didn't get that quite delineated on here. I'm going to do some more refining of this and try and see where we fit that, because it's a new kind of event. It's not really a race, but it's more like a picnic or the 1200 Club or something. Picnic, so that's there. Cash balances here, we put those in the email, but just to show them again, here they are. We did make the adjustments. We did make the moves in all of the accounts. And again, I didn't get a chance this past month to go to the bank. I realized I have to go on a Saturday morning because they work the same hours I work, so I can't get there a lot. But that, I have an appointment for this Saturday to go and do some things on that, so we should expect that for our next meeting. Okay, go back to this one. Okay, does anyone, oh, not that one, that one, yeah. Does anyone have any questions about any of this or anything that's kind of here?
I saw we're getting more dividends than we planned, so that's good.
I know, the market's been really up. The market's been really up, so, and I'm careful to put on there that, you know, we could cash these out at any time and have that or very close to that amount, so it's not a dream or a wish or anything, so.
Yeah, cool, thank you. All right, thank you, Debbie, that was awesome. All right, let's go into our discussion topics. We have 2 community outreach grant applications. One I think was going to be pretty straightforward. The Atkinson Running Club submitted an application, and we've approved them every year for the last couple of years, and they're requesting $1,000. Did everybody have a chance to kind of look that one over and see that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell Joe.
Do we have, well, before we get to, how much do we have available to spend this time around? I mean, we were kind of flexible, but officially, how much do we have?
I'm gonna share again and we can just take a look. Hold on a second.
I thought it was just under 2,000.
Yeah, it's, let's see,
1,800 or something.
right?
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Outreach. So we have 10,000 budgeted, we have 8750 already spent, so just under 2,000, so 1750. I mean, is that right?
Sorry, no, I mean, 1,250.
Well, the other way, 1250.
Okay.
Okay, 1250, there we go.
And in the past, if we did want to approve more, we can do that. We just need to.
Okay, I just want to know where we were budget wise, you know.
We gave away a lot at the March meeting,
Yeah,
but we also knew that most of the applicant, we weren't going to have as many in September because they weren't going to request to, you didn't have a lot of new ones. So Atkinson is requesting $1,000, and we've approved that for them in the past. They've done a great job. And Joe, just so you know, if you're not familiar with it, we have $10,000 that we budget for community outreach for different nonprofit organizations who support running and healthy activity. And we've approved it for multiple organizations, middle schools, elementary schools and high schools, and Tualatin Valley Hills Parks and Rec, cross country and track programs. So those are the types of organizations that we've done.
Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, Atkinson's is the elementary school level. So,
And it's fairly new that we're giving that amount of money, because wasn't it only like $2,000 or $3,000 previously? So we really upped it a lot.
yeah, this year was unusual in that we had 2 groups that were planning on buying electronic timing systems. And so we kind of made the conscious decision in March to increase what they were even requesting because we wanted to help them purchase those. But normally it's like in the $1,000 range.
Good, giving away 10,000. Instead
Oh,
of
10,000. No, we've always given away then. Yeah, we've had a high amount, 5,000 to 10,000 budgeted.
Okay.
It's really ranged from year to year what we have in the budget, but yeah, 10,000 might be high, but it's not unheard of. Yeah, total between all the applications.
Tracy, do you want to discuss Atkinson first or
Yeah, let's go with Atkinson first and make a decision on that, and then we can discuss the second one.
I just had some questions about their budget, which is that it looks like they've only spent $1,300 so far. So I just wondered if they had funds remaining, why they were asking for more funds.
Well, my impression is that that's what they've spent so far, but they do spend more. So I don't think this budget was a complete one. I think this is what they've spent so far, but I could be wrong. But their total budget's $2,500. So
To support like their current, is it for 2025-26 year?
yes,
Oh, I see. Right. So we've just begun that school year.
they've just begun that. Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I say let's do it. We've done it before. They've been good stewards of their money, so
Okay.
I'm in favor of it. So
Okay, so Mark makes a motion to approve.
that was a motion, yes.
That was a motion to approve the Atkinson Community Outreach Grant application.
For
I'll-
$1,000, yes.
$1,000. Julie seconded it. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving the Atkinson Community Grant application, say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
Like,
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes, so I will let them know that we will send them the funding. Welcome, Joel. Welcome, Joel.
Thanks, sorry I'm late.
No worries, no worries. We just approved the Atkinson Community Outreach Grant application. And now we get to the other one. And this was the Oregon Rohingya Myanmar Muslim Society, or the ORMMS organization. Did everybody have a chance to review this?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deb did not, okay. This one, they actually have total budget. Their total income is 50,000, total expenses 46,000, total in kind 20,000. But they don't just do running, they do all sorts of things. And so what they're asking for is the $4,500 for us to help specifically with their youth programs section of their mission. And the total budget for that particular thing is 14,000. They also do food distribution and community events, outreach, communications and materials, volunteer support and stipends for 6,000, general operating, rent, insurance, supplies, admin. So their total expenses were 46,000 is what they said there. So this is just a portion of what they do. They say they've engaged in over 250 youth and families in sports, educational, and cultural programming. They mobilize 40 volunteers to support activities such as coaching, translation, event coordination, and food distribution. They're requesting $4,500 in monetary support to cover the core costs of the refugee and immigrant youth running and fitness club. This includes youth running shoes and gear, healthy snacks, transportation assistance, race entry fees, and volunteer coaching support. They're open to in-kind support as well. They want to use our funds to launch and sustain the refugee youth and running fitness club. So I guess I'm thinking, I don't think it's actually started yet. They want to start it and they're going to use this to help launch it. And it says running shoes and gear for 20 youth participants, removing cost barriers, healthy snacks and hydration supplies, transportation, entry fees, and volunteer training. So one, it's a lot of money. It's more than any other organization has requested. And it's for a program that's not really in place yet. And we haven't typically in the past donated to organizations that are trying to, our funds aren't meant to start a program. It's supposed to support programs that are already helping kids in existence. And I know that's kind of a catch-22.
So I have a suggestion, because when I looked at it, one of the other things that I read is that they were willing, eager to also help volunteer at some of our events. And I think that it would be good for us to pursue. I'm actually reaching out and trying to get some fresh organizations, not lose sight of who's already been very willing to help, but we need to start bringing in some other groups.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps one of the things that we do, given that they haven't launched the program, is that we, you know, maybe we say we're going to make an exception and give you a smaller amount, since we are really within a very small amount left in our budget, but then encourage them to actually sign up and earn money and fundraise through the volunteer activity, because that would be another way for them to actually earn money from ORRC, and also we benefit from that at the same time.
And we also could donate like 10 or 20 free race entries for them to use at different events.
Or use pay it forward.
Or use the pay it forward. We can mention to them, talk about the pay it forward fund that they could ask.
Yeah, so even if we said, you know, we feel like we need to hold firm that since they haven't established the program, we would not approve their application, but we want to work with them to give them some other options that would be a win-win for both them and for us.
Mhm.
So
Debbie?
that was my thought when I read that.
And I like that, Carrie. I like that. And encourage them to apply again in the spring where we can see if they have established
Mhm.
or, because this is the end of our budget cycle. At the beginning of our budget cycle, we may have more, we may look at their application differently.
Yeah.
We also would have a better idea of how many kids have they actually helped, because helping 20 kids for 4,500 is really expensive for 20 kids.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, I guess I would, agree, Carrie's a good idea. Again, give them 1,000, and invite them to volunteer, for which they'd get money, and make them aware of the PIF. And I guess one other thing too is if they're establishing a new program, is to offer mentorship. We have a number of race directors and coaches in the club, and if they would need assistance and how to set up a program to offer that as well.
Yeah, because I think that if you consider, I don't know how open they really are to the volunteering, but if you consider the number of races, if they are able to commit to even, say 4 of our races. I mean, one of the things I really wanted to actually talk to them about was Pumpkin Ridge, because we have such a need for course marshals on there. And I thought, wow, if they have a big enough group, they could actually fundraise a considerable amount just with Pumpkin Ridge alone. But if you could get them involved in some of the other races, we might actually be able to help them get much closer to that 4,500 just through that fundraising effort. So I think that hopefully they would be open to that. So
yeah.
I would guess that they would be very excited to hear about options to move forward, and that, to earn the money and provide for their needs under their own planning. And probably, I bet they'd be receptive to it.
Yeah. I like Mark's idea though too of offering mentoring, because if the goal is to help them launch, there's they may not have thought about the fact that there's a lot of knowledge base just in this club that could help them do that. So
And even if they're in our area, we could, point them to some other clubs like Tualatin Hills Parks and Rec or Grove Running Club or some of those, and say they're helping. Some of your kids might be interested in getting involved in those, and you kind of work with them and volunteer with them, because they are also looking for volunteers to help out with their Liberty Fit kids and stuff like that. So all ages.
And is it likely to guess that their student body that they're working with could be coming from all over the Portland area, or not? I mean, their homes.
It makes sense.
Yeah, their address is a Portland address, so I'm assuming they're in the Portland area.
Well, the entity is, but the student body,
Who knows? Yeah, they might be all over.
they could be coming from all over. So just whatever.
Yeah. So any other feedback or? Okay, so what I'm hearing is we want to decline the monetary request, but we would respond with, because they were saying they would welcome in-kind support and things like that, is we would get back to them about ways they could earn funding through volunteering and possibly provide like 10 or 20 free race entries to help support their pay it forward fund. So different avenues for them to explore low cost ways to get their kids entered in local races as well. Does that sound what I'm hearing?
I guess I think we should give them some money. I mean, like, it's seed money is what it is. If they're starting a program, and I think we should give them something, just as seed money.
Yeah, I
to get it
disagree.
started.
I disagree, because we've never done it before where people for seed money, and it's only for 20 kids. We're talking, to me, it just seems like the way we want to put our money is there's a lot more people that we can help versus just the 20, and we can help those 20 kids in the way we're doing, where they can still get money. But I don't like the city, because we don't know if we give them the money and then nothing happens. Okay, well, that wasn't successful but we could again encourage them to reapply if their program gets established, and maybe reapply for funds next year when we have possibly more funds available, and they have established themselves, and we have a better idea of what kind of kids are participating and how many.
Well, I think that we're offering to give them some in-kind donation back through mentorship, to Mark's idea of mentorship, and then they they also show that they're serious by volunteering and actually earning their own seed money then to start through the volunteer process. That's
Deb?
I wonder with the amount that they've requested, if they've had a lot of luck with corporate sponsorships in the past. I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions or make assumptions, but they could possibly, have some good luck with corporations who the message of and their mission really speaks to. They have so many different programs that I bet they have a lot of expertise with grants, and I think they're probably just not familiar with how our program is a little bit for smaller amounts.
Yeah.
Right.
I would offer them $250, but I think that would be insulting.
I was kind of worried about that too. It's like, we could give them whatever we have left, but that's really kind of nothing
a
compared to
good
what.
point. Yeah.
And maybe they don't know about our volunteering, how we donate for volunteering.
Right.
I mean, in general, if we have 2 applications in the future, I think discussing both applications. So if we were to need to make a choice about what we have left in our budget and how to allocate it, then that might be, maybe we should think about that for future discussions, so we can sort of weigh all of them and juggle things around if we need to allocate slightly differently than was requested.
Good point.
Cool.
Okay.
So Tracy, you will contact the organization and give them the gist of our discussion and the resources that we are offering them?
Yes.
Okay, so it looks like there is no motion to be made or not, or
What I would welcome a motion just to deny it, and then I will talk to them about the other options that we have. Does that make sense? Because we need a motion for the other ones. We probably should have a motion for this one.
Yeah,
too.
I motion to deny.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All right. Is it Joel second?
No.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
And who is the first?
Julia?
Julia made the motion to deny the
That's
application.
so hard to tell on the screen.
That's fine. And Joel
You guys
second.
are all really little because I have to have my text on slide. So
Fine.
like the people are this tiny.
Okay, so all in favor of the motion? This is kind of confusing. All in favor of the motion to deny the application, raise your hand. All right, any opposed? All right,
Ad nauseam.
and not opposing, okay. So motion passes, but I will get back to them and talk about the different options they have with the volunteering and the free race entries. Would it be okay if I offered them like 20 free race entries to, for like $50 a pop or something, so they can decide which events they want to do or something? Does that sound okay to people?
I think that's
Especially
reasonable.
like a 5K, since it's
Yeah, I'm
reasonable.
trying to think of the 5K costs are usually around $45 or something. So if they had a coupon for 50, that would be okay.
20
Okay.
seems extremely generous to me.
You want to
I
say
would-
10? We could say 10.
I would say 10.
Okay.
But I mean, I could be wrong.
It's a start. It's a start.
And share with them, information about, it's not the season, but like Portland Parks and Rec has the $5 5Ks in the summertime. Like there's a lot of low cost
Right.
options for
Right.
getting out there for having fun.
Sure. Yeah. All right, cool, thank you. Just another quick reminder, we have the Portland Marathon Expo schedule, and we have 4 slots to fill. The 9 to 11 slot is still wide open. Nobody's signed up for that. The 11 to 1 o'clock slot, Alan Cabelli has volunteered for 1 person, but we really need a second person for that slot. And then the 3 to 5 shift, Eric Lillenberg has volunteered for that, but we need 1 other person for that one to close it out. Julie and I will be setting it up the day before, and then we'll also be tearing it down and taking everything back to storage afterwards. So we just need 4 people to sign up. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I can open up the document because of my computer, but if you want to sign me up, I can do
What time? What time would you like, Mark?
I can do all day. So
Okay.
You can do all day. You're a rock star.
No,
That's
no, no,
awesome.
those are low.
Why don't we start him off?
Why don't we have you with? Why don't we put you with Alan at 11?
11 to 1.
So that's 11 to 1. Okay.
I'm
Cool.
gonna look, but I think I'm probably gonna sign up for the 9 to 11 spot.
9 to 11. Okay, cool. So we would just need to have somebody else sign up for the 9 to 11 and another person for the 3 to 5. So
Which
Hotkeys are we giving
which
out
day
this?
is that?
Saturday, October 4th. It's the day
Yeah.
before the Portland Marathon.
Okay, I can sign me up.
I
for
may,
some-
I may sign up. I got something else that's kind of up in the air, but if that thing doesn't come together, I'll take a slot or two.
Okay. And Deb, is Deb?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the link so I can sign myself up, but
Sign you up. We can sign you up.
okay.
And sorry, I cannot help this time. I'm actually going to be away at that time of the year.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll be back on the 16th of October.
Yeah, quite a few people have said they can't because they're going to be traveling. So it's a busy month for a lot of us.
Yeah, I'm just getting back from a trip, but I think I have a potential conflict on the 4th, unfortunately. So,
Yeah. Well, it's a busy weekend.
great.
All right. So that's the expo. Did everybody get a chance to look at the survey results?
Yes.
It was really
Yes.
interesting. I thought.
Mhm.
And Mark has already adjusted his event to change what he's giving away as a result of it. So that's useful. It was interesting to see we had 77 members respond and 17 non-members. Now the non-members, you had to have read my article in the newsletter to know that there was a link to. I didn't send an actual email just to everybody saying, here, do this survey, versus the
Right.
members, I sent a specific email to them. So that's could be a result of why we had such a low response to that one. But the reasons they gave for not being members were pretty self-explanatory. Too far away, just to do enough events and stuff. So it made sense. I really like the fact that 92% of our members thought it was a good value. So that was
Yeah.
really nice to see.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the member benefits, the main thing is that I was surprised that they didn't value the annual awards banquet. And one of the things we thought of was we're not giving age group awards with that anymore. And so it's not as many people are getting awards at the banquet. It's more the club awards and not the age group awards and stuff. But also, we used to have multiple dinners. We had like the volunteer appreciation lunch or banquet or whatever. And what I'm wondering is if we want to instead focus the awards banquet to be the member volunteer appreciation banquet with awards thrown in. So let's just sell the free dinner and we appreciate you and come have fun, kind of like we did for the picnic. But focus it on the banquet instead, if maybe that would help make it more relevant to some of our members. I would say do the age group awards again, but we don't have, that takes a lot of logistically. Mom and Dad. We're in the middle of a meeting. Parents are trying to call us.
I like that idea of focusing more on the volunteers,
Yeah,
annual meeting, the volunteer appreciation
yeah,
plus awards. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. It's a shift of focus and I think it'll draw more people. And it is such an important thing to
yeah,
appreciate volunteers. So I think if we can,
for sure.
turn
When
some
we do it, oh, I was just gonna say, when we do the volunteer, inviting, do we include the groups? The fundraising groups?
We have not, but also that's because a lot of times the venues might limit how many people we have.
Yeah,
And we really want to get members there,
Yeah.
not necessarily
that makes
groups.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
We occasionally have had representatives from groups show up, like, what is, I forget, there's the award, what the award is, but it's, like volunteer of the year might be a group, not an individual. And so we've had representatives from groups come to but not like a whole bunch of people from that group.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I also like the idea of having it be kind of an appreciation dinner, and then maybe you do a few awards. But don't have it focused on that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know Valerie's in charge of it this coming January, and I don't know if she was going to use the same venue, the same spaghetti factory here. If she was going to find someplace else. So, so I'll touch base with her and let her know what we kind of want to still give out all the awards, but we want to make sure we kind of shift the focus and the marketing for it a little bit differently. Okay. The swag and the food information, not a whole lot of surprises. People like their bananas. They like their bananas. They like their socks. I think they like the warm food during the cold weather, and they like fresh fruit and stuff like that. The one thing that I thought was interesting with the age group awards and stuff is the response is people really wanted something unique to the event. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know what events would do for age groups. I mean, ribbons are so inexpensive, that's the way to go. But if you could get something that was unique, and I don't know if it's like when it used to be garlic, where everybody got garlic when they finished, if there was something unique for your area or event that you could do that would make it fun for that specific event. I'm not sure. But the medals to me were no surprise. I also wonder though with the answers if it was because our membership tends to skew older, and it's probably more people who have been involved in running for a longer period of time. And so they may already have enough medals, they don't need any more, versus newer people who are just starting out in the sport might want more things like medals to kind of continue to encourage them to do it. But that's just supposition on my part. That's not based in factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of positive comments. I just thought it was really interesting responses. So we sent it to all the race directors. You guys can do with all this information what you will, and decide what you want to do.
Yep. It was quite helpful. I mean, I've already, how can I say, to me, it's not, there's a connection, Ralph's Run, Vernonia, and Hague to me, and I kind of, when I'm planning for them, I kind of look at the three as a trio, really, as far as what, and so I'm doing some good rethinking of that. As far as to offer less stuff and, a better experience, kind of a thing. And that seems, that's one of my big takeaways from that survey is that people like the inexpensive, I don't say cheap, but they are inexpensive races, but a good experience. And as far as, swag and all that, it's less important. And so it's something I'm definitely going to, approach the races that I do. I mean, the three anyway. Turkey trot's a whole different creature, but yeah.
Right. I was thinking of you, Deb, for and Joel for Autumn Leaves, because I was emailing Brett for the Brett Henry about the history of Autumn Leaves. And one of the stories he said, he just really emphasized that he wanted the race to be the best experience that they've had. And so it was low key, and they didn't have as much to give away, but they made it really, really fun. And through the dedicated porta potties and costumes and other things and stuff, my favorite story of his was at the turnaround. They didn't have a volunteer for the turnaround. And so he bought one of those big welcome mats for your doorway from Costco, and had a little box next to it. And there was a sign that said, "This is the turnaround. And if you don't touch the mat, we'll know." Well, they didn't have a timing mat underneath it. He was just faking them out because he wanted them to make sure they knew it was the turnaround. But I just thought that would be it's just kind of fun things that people remember when they're in an event. It's like, this was a really cute thing. And so yeah, it was fun. Okay, logo updates. Carissa has done a fantastic job with the logos, and I think they're almost all done. We're just doing a couple of tweaks here and there, and then they might all be ready.
The turkey is crooked. I mean, the turkey is off kilter, and maybe you're saying in the original it was, but I'm sorry. It just.
Do you want it to be
Go
straight?
back when Mark was saying.
I want a little less tilt to the turkey.
Less tilt. You can still be tilted, but not as tilted.
No, it's running. It's running fast. It's leaning for. It's got.
No, it's like, oh dear.
It's leaning for the tape.
I saw
I
Mark's
am one of
email
the-
and it said, I want less tilt. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And then I went back like, oh, okay. It
Look
does
at,
tilt.
oh, forget it.
But we are very, very
She's
close.
done a great job though. I think they look, I think they look very professional. They look
Yeah,
really sharp.
Yes, absolutely. I
And they
like the whole,
just look so, you can tell that it's an ORC event. They're all consistent. It's
Yeah.
exactly kind of what we wanted with that. So I just think she's
Yeah.
done a great job.
yes, totally. It's awesome.
I didn't actually see the Hag Mud one, and I'll have to talk to Carissa because first of all, it's Hag Mud, not Hag Lake Mud Runs, because it's really
Yeah.
confusing to have lake in there. And I actually have my dog is my name. I have this whole concept for that one. I didn't think we were doing that one yet because it's, I don't know why I didn't think we were doing that one. Anyway, I've been a little overwhelmed, but
Yeah.
I'll have to touch base with Carissa because I only looked at the autumn leaves one.
And the Hag Lake one, the logo in the middle, she did change it to the shoe and it says Hag Mud. But
Yeah, and
outside of it is different. So you want to,
yeah, it should just say Hag Mud,
yeah.
and it doesn't need to say runs. It can just say Hag
Hag-
Mud.
Yeah. She can easily
And,
adjust that.
and I have an idea. I like the idea of kind of bringing back the sneaker, but my idea is that we do an overview of the profile of the lake and make the shoe print in the middle of it, and those little fingers that come out from the lake are like the mud that's splashing. while the
Oh,
shoe-
that's a great idea.
So that's my concept for it, because then it'll be really unique. Like you'll look at it and say, that's the outline of Hag Lake, right?
Mhm.
And I think that would be a really great way to make it very specific to the event.
Yeah.
And not just bring back an old logo that's
Yeah.
they purposefully changed 4 years ago anyway when they redid the logo.
Yeah. Definitely get back in touch with her then, because she can work with you on that.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Okay. The last item on my discussion topics is Best Dam Run. And this could also kind of go into upcoming events. Tyra is finishing her responsibilities for this year, but then after this year, she wants to step down. So it was Melanie Woods and Tyra were doing it as co-RDs this year, and Tyra's stepping down. I did email Melanie directly and say, okay, how are you feeling? Do you feel okay going on solo? We'll try to find another co-RD, but if we can't, do you want to continue to do it? And I haven't heard back from her yet. I think they're kind of right now in the throes of getting everything in for this year. So we have a date for next year's Best Dam Run, but if Melanie isn't comfortable moving forward, we may have to remove it from the calendar, just because maybe they just didn't realize it's a lot of work being a race director for an event, and that's why we almost dropped it. So I will follow up with you guys on that one. But otherwise, I think they're doing okay for this year.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if we did cancel it for next year, Autumn Leaves, you would want to move yours earlier. We could bump yours up earlier if you in 2026 if you wanted to do that. We have already ordered the coasters for next year with the dates on it, but we can adjust, we can adapt. So no worries.
That's what Sharpies are for.
That's right. So Autumn Leaves. How is Autumn Leaves coming along, Deb?
Oh my gosh. I think Joel is more, you guys, I have been packing up and moving my entire house. So I have been behind the 8 ball.
That's okay.
Huh?
I said, no, I think you're good, Deb. But yeah, I mean, I can kind of give the update. You know, we're kind of slowly ticking up in our numbers. I think we're up to 35 participants across the 3 races.
Cool.
We got the volunteer positions posted on Ultra Sign Up, and a good amount of people have signed up for that. And I think probably we'll top out it. What do you think? Do you think we'll get 50, Deb? What do you think?
Well, I think what we really need to do, which I haven't done, is to do more online marketing, like reaching out to different groups. So that could help.
Is there a way in Ultra Sign Up like we do with Run Sign Up to contact prior autumn leaves participants?
I did that.
Okay.
So that wasn't working at first because of the fact that the race was like eliminated, and then they made me the race director, and then I added Joel and Noel and everything, but I didn't have access to the other years. I only had access to 1 year. And so when I did my initial, like the races opening thing, I couldn't email. And then it occurred to me when we were like, oh, the numbers aren't that good, that was why, and I needed to re-email. So I just sent like a slightly revised invitation to the whole list. And I did get a few people. I even got a few emails from people that are like, oh my gosh, we're so glad you bring it back. Unfortunately, I'm traveling that week this year. So like regrets, but wish they could kind of thing. But yeah, I think we need to talk it up, and I would be talking it up in running groups if I were running, but
Deb,
yeah.
Deb, what, you know what registration platform the race is on? Has it always been Ultra Sign Up, or was it a different one that you could, maybe it was on Run Sign Up and you could, it's
No,
archived there?
All of the results are loaded on Ultra Sign Up.
Okay.
When I did the race 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was Ultra.
Yeah, or
Okay.
11 years ago, or something, 12 years ago. It was on Ultra
Yeah.
Sign Up.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my first Ultra. So yeah, we've got 13 people in the 50 miler, 8 in the 50K. So the 50 miler is the most popular. 30K, we've got 12. Kids run, nobody's signed up. So we'll just have to do the waivers there. So
we have a flyer that we're going to be giving away at the Portland Marathon Expo. So those are marathon runners. They wouldn't be, they'll be up for 3 weeks later doing an ultra, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's people, half marathon runners. So if there's a half marathon runner that wants to come run 18.6 miles, they can come do the 30K.
Yeah.
Or, it's not the most ideal recovery to have only 3 weeks between a marathon, but if you just run the marathon for fun and you're not actually racing it, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I didn't mention, so I talked to some of you before the meeting started about the member run. Went really well. Saw a lot of you there, had a fun time. Lots of positive comments. Yeah, really no negative ones. A lot of people really liked the concept. They had a fun time collecting the cards, and it was the guy who won the event. He was the first finisher. He sped in and he had a pair of threes. So he was like, "Hey, I'm in the lead." And then he slowly marked off kept going lower and lower on the winner board as better hands came in. And but people stuck around if they were in the running for it, and people liked we gave away gift cards, and went really well. I think the family at the end, there was a family of walkers who were the very last ones, and they ended up winning 2 of the prizes, and we suspect they were trading cards back and forth to get a better hand at the end. But
I told my husband when we got to the finish line, I said, let's look at our hands and make a best hand. And we both looked at our cards and we said, all we've got is crap.
yeah.
So, and besides which, it wouldn't be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But did Nancy Fisher's husband have the best hand?
No, I don't believe he did. The best hand was a flush.
Yeah.
And then we had a whole bunch of full houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which house. Full house
Lester's a poker player, so thankfully he
Lester,
was able to help us out.
How do you break a tie if they're all full houses? So, but it was lots of positive comments. So we're going to do it again next year.
Good.
So, Turkey Trot, Mark, how's it going?
Good. I think we're up to about, last check yesterday, about 250 people already registered. And that picks up. I mean, as it gets closer, we have a cap, and I know we definitely will fill up. Beanie's been ordered. The permit with the city of Portland is set. Got the insurance, and Debbie sent a check, so that's we're good with the city of Portland. And Zoo, we'll just kind of check in with them, but we're good with them too. But And I got a email this morning from Century High School. They had a bunch of volunteers last year. They wanted to do it again this year. So, we still got a couple months, but we are on schedule for it all to come together as it usually does. And every year it just gets a little bit better. I know all the Tracy and Julia, the whole start line, how to organize people. I mean, that's just things like that, that just every year we, find little ways to make it better. And I think that's going to be a good improvement, that kind of thing. But no, it's on schedule. And the church, just the turkey, he is kind of.
We'll get it fixed. We'll get the logo the way you
for the
want it.
logo on the shirt, it's fine, but on the logo, anyway, it just,
Yeah.
funny that way.
Cool.
We're in good shape with that.
That's
And
all.
actually, I've already started Ralph's, for what it's Ralph too, it's far up, but Ralph's run went live, and
That's right.
I dropped off permit applications for Ralph's run already, so, I'm getting going, I have a race almost, I do this thing year round, so.
Cool.
So always something in the mix.
All right. I don't have anything else on my agenda. Does anybody have anything to bring to the group for discussion?
Oh, just quick FYI, but I'm sometime in the next week or two, be sending out kind of a quarterly update for the race directors, just some reminders, since most races are done for the year and looking ahead to next year. So just some kind of general, what to look at, and but I'll be sending that out in the next week or two, just to RDs, just to kind of a good year, let's make next year better kind of thing.
If you could also follow up with Melanie about Best Damn Run, it maybe if
Do
I
you
would
want,
ask her-
I know you made a contact. Do you want me to make that contact?
I would say if both of us can reach out to her, and as long as she responds to one of us, I'm just trying to figure out if she's okay doing it on her own if we can't find somebody. So if she-
Okay, I will. So you're going to reach out, but I will also reach out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be great.
All right. All right.
All right. Well, hearing nothing else, then I guess we can go ahead and adjourn. And what's the next then? Next one is Portland Marathon Expo, and then Best Damn Run. And then Autumn. I'm looking forward to Autumn Leaves.
You signed up for the aid
You
station.
signed up for the aid station. So, okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. You're all doing great. See you next time. Bye. Bye.
See you all. Bye.